I'm Jo Lynch. I'm Account Director at CAM Insight. We are a bespoke research consultancy. We only work within this wonderful world of hospitality, so we work with operators and suppliers throughout the industry. I'm here today because I've just presented our annual CompSoc stats, which is a UK consumer survey about their competitive socialising habits. But I'm also here today because there's many industry friends here and clients, and it's just a brilliant occasion to catch up with everybody and also to hear from other people about what's going on in the industry as well.
It's a very challenging time for certain venues in the industry, but competitive socialising seems to be exploding. Could you just talk a little bit about consumer trends and where competitive socialising fits in UK nightlife?
Yeah, I think as we've seen from the stats, we know that people are coming to CompSoc as regularly as they were in the last 2 years. There has been a very slight increase. I think what we're seeing is the competitive socialising venues that specialise in that are seeing probably a little bit of flatlining, although obviously we are seeing growth in the number of sites, which inevitably means growth in CompSoc sales generally. But what we're seeing is that other venue types are also coming into the CompSoc space. So we've heard from pub operators earlier that actually creating a CompSoc space within their pubs is driving extra dwell time, extra spend, and that's really important because pubs, I think particularly, have probably had quite a hard time, particularly since COVID, and that diversification is actually helping their business because it's helping the customer have something else to do when they go to the pub, keeping them there and therefore spending more.
Would you be able to talk a little bit more about the main challenges facing competitive socialising venues and how they can overcome those obstacles?
I think the CompSoc venues have got to look at the pub sector and understand that they are not coming to get them because it is a different offering. But for me, the CompSoc venues have got to make sure their offer is right. We hear a lot in our data around the importance of food quality, the range of food, the range of drinks, and particularly low and no as well, because we know that a lot of Gen Z go to CompSoc venues and a lot of Gen Z don't drink as much as they did when I was their age. So I think it's about making sure the offer appeals to everybody. As we've seen from the data, families should be exceptionally important to these venues and being catered for. But also it's about that great night out with friends, with family, with your partner, with your colleagues for a great night out as part of your social aspect from work. And it's about driving that spend and driving that frequency and driving the dwell time as well. And I think that's probably, again, as per the data, where CompSoc venues are probably struggling slightly, that we know that people are going out first, then going to play a game, or they're going to play a game, then going somewhere else. So for me, the challenge for the CompSoc operator is how do they keep that customer in the venue for their whole night and not just a section of their night.
Do you think nightlife is going through a revolution?
I think it's gone through a tough time. It's arguably still a tough time. We work a lot with casual dining brands as well, and we know from working with some of the casual dining operators that they see their spend dropping off after sort of 8, 9 o'clock at night because people are going elsewhere, because they perhaps feel they get better value elsewhere, or actually they want to go home because they feel they've spent their budget for the night and it's time to move on. So I think revolution, I'd love to see a revolution of the nighttime industry. Is it coming? Yes, I think there's an absolute opportunity for it. I think operators have just got to get more savvy and more clever about what they do, what they offer. And that means they've got to speak to their consumers, like we do for operators. We speak to their consumers to understand what that consumer wants from that venue, and that's really important to understand that and look at their feedback as well.